So now what we're going to do is we're going to work on roughing out the geometry for what's going to be our doorways inside this structure. Okay, we're basically going to focus on this little hallway right here. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to select the polygon there at the back wall, and I'm going to go up here to the graphite modeling tools, and under the modify selection little tool panel there, I'm going to go ahead and use this grow button. When we do that, you can notice it grows the selection. If you were to keep doing that, it's just going to keep growing the selection more and more and more. So let me shrink it. Shrinking it deselects, and growing it, of course, increases the selection. So let me select that there. And let me go ahead and grow that a little bit. And I'm just going to go ahead and manually select. And let me turn on ignore back facing over here, just to help me select things a little bit easier, especially in these sort of close quarter tight situations. Let me select these polygons that are around the entrance to that little hallway, and okay, I'm good. Now I'm going to go up to the visibility menu of the graphite modeling tools, and I'm going to select the hide unselected button. And when I do that, basically the entire polygon object is hidden except for the polygons that I had selected, which is a very good thing. Okay. So let me go to edge mode, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to select those top edges on the ceiling. I don't need those, so I'll hold down Control, hit backspace to get rid of that. Okay, and I can see here that what I'm going to need to do is just basically select one of these edges, say that one right there. And actually, I'm going to select all of these. Hold down Control, select all of those. I'm going to select this one there. This one there. So basically all the edges that go vertically up and down in that hallway, I'm going to select all of them. And then what I'm going to do is just right click to open up the quad menu. I'm going to hit connect. Okay, it's going to connect it on one time, but it placed the connection, the connecting edge at a height of 4 feet, which is not what I want. I want to create basically the top of the doorway. Now, the top of the doorway, the measurements for that, we're not going to worry about too much right now. We're not going to worry about being too precise there for the moment. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into Z, and I'm just going to go ahead and put it up to about 7 feet. That could always be altered and changed later, so it's really no big deal. I'm going to take now these extra edges that are up here, these right there. I'm going to hit Control and Backspace to get rid of them. I'm going to take this edge that's at the top on the back wall and the bottom edge. I'm going to right click and go to connect, but I'm going to go this time to this little option box right here. Looks like a little square. Go ahead and click on that, and what that's going to do is it's going to open up the Kinect Options window. Okay, this window allows you to change some settings for the Connect tool. So instead of using the default, which is to connect it with one segment, which is one edge, as you can see here, that connects it from top to bottom, I can make it 2 or 3 or 4 or pretty much any number that I want. In my case, I want to make it 2. The reason I want to make it 2 is so it matches up with these other ones over here. See, each one of these polygons there is going to be basically a doorway, so I need to have 2 so that I can have a doorway right there, this sort of rectangle that I'm going to punch through. Okay. Now I can use the pinch parameter here to basically widen those the distance there between those new connecting edges, or I can make it more narrow. So I'm going to widen it a little bit. It's going to be a little bit arbitrary. Not going to worry about precision too much at the moment. Okay, I can use the slide parameter if I want to slide those two edges to the left or to the right along the normals of that polygon that they just happen to find themselves located on top of. But I'm going to leave the slide at 0. The pinch about 46 looks decent enough. Okay. I'm going to hit the OK button, and there we go. Now the next thing that I'm going to do is go to polygon mode. I'm going to select that back polygon right there. I'm going to select this polygon on the left of the hallway. That's going to be another door. And the polygon on the right is going to be another door. And then I'm going to extrude these. Now there's a couple of ways that we can extrude. We can go into quad menu, and you can see that we have the extrude tool here. If we select that, you notice the mouse cursor changes. It changed to the extrude cursor. So what you do is just click and drag with the left mouse button on any of these polygons that you have selected. And as you drag with the mouse, you can see that you're extruding a new polygon out. And you can extrude it inward like this or outward like this to create that sort of recession there for the doorways. Okay, so that's one way to do it. When we extrude again later on, we're going to be doing some extruding later. We'll see another way of extruding. Okay, so there we go. So now I have my, well, pretty much my doorways here roughed out. It's not very exact, as you can see, according to the blueprint. It's not the most exact and precise doorway, but I'm not going to worry about that. We can come here and clean this stuff up later. Or you know what? I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take care of that right now. Just going to get it out of the way. So let me select this, find out what the distance is on that. Copy the Y coordinate from the blueprint. I want to make sure that I have just this polygon selected there. Paste the Y coordinate right there. Okay. Let me take the X from the blueprint there. And I'm going to paste it from my polygon right there. I'm going to take the X from the blueprint on that side. Take the opposite polygon. Paste the X coordinate right there. Perfect. So now it's good. As far as these other ones go, since I had set it up correctly from the beginning, I don't have to worry about this polygon or this polygon. Likewise, I don't have to worry about the opposite side, that polygon or that polygon right there. I only have to worry about these right here. So what I'll do is I'll select the blueprint, check that edge, copy its X, select that polygon right there, paste the X coordinate. There we go, now it's perfect. And do the same for the opposite side. Though it's not really necessary, even though it's not matching up the blueprint perfectly, we can get away with that. That's just a case where it doesn't matter if it's going to be exact or not. And if that doesn't make sense, later on in the tutorial when we start finishing this scene up, you'll be able to go back and see that and see what I'm talking about in terms of some areas not really needing any precision because they're never going to be visible. But just for the sake of doing it, I'll just go ahead and get that done. Okay, so those doorways are pretty much done. Now the height of those doorways aren't the final height just yet. Later on in another video, we're going to place some door placeholders, and those are going to determine what the final height of the doorways should be. And we'll adjust the doorway heights to those door placeholders once we get to that. Right now we can't do it. We don't have any door placeholders, so we can't really do much there. So we'll just leave it at that preliminary height of 7 feet and adjust it as needed later on. Okay, so that's pretty much finished right here. I'm not really going to do any cleanup to the topology there. I'm going to leave it alone and worry about that later. Alright, so that's going to do it for this video here. Before I end it though, let me go to polygon mode. Make sure you're in polygon mode. I'm going to go back to my visibility options. I'm going to hit unhide all. And all my polygons are back. See that? So they're back. Don't worry about it. They didn't leave permanently. Now we do have this other little hallway here that is going to have a doorway. I'm going to ignore that for now. We're going to come back to that and address that later on. We're not going to worry about that for the moment. In the next video, we're going to move up to the second floor and rough out the geometry for the second floor doorways. And that's going to go along a little bit quicker. Now that you saw the workflow for the first floor hallways or doorways, we'll be able to use the same technique for the second floor. So I'll see you in the next video.